We then engaged the university to come in partnership with us to give those on the course an insight to what university work would be like at level 4, level 5, and they're completing a module now currently on youth subcultures, and they're participating very well in this module, and they're getting on very well in this module.
We were split on the groups, made like a subculture, just to make a presentation on a poster about what they are and what they're of. So we put hoodies, thought it was handy enough because there's distractions, you know.
We went down to the club, then went around the streets in Chantal. There's myself and a gentleman. We asked a few questions to them just to see what they would think of it and from their point of view and their perspective on it.
How they feel about, how other people feel about them, and how they're seen in other people's eyes and what they do and what do they get up to.
They said they're not hoods, they just be seen as hoods because of the way they're dressed, and the reason why they hang in street corners is because there's nowhere else for them to go.
We shared like what the image would say from the questions that we asked, and then what they do there. And then we shared, you know, the stuff that they would wear, the accessories that they use, like hats and chains and stuff. We've put on what we would do with drugs and alcohol, and then about why they do it, because of peer pressure and because everyone else is doing it, so they find that they have to do it.
Bridget Mary went out and spoke to skaters because she has a good relationship with them already, so that was really helpful for us in doing our research.
From that you have to do a bit of research, find out things like what brand clothing they wear, favourite bands, their feelings. Do they feel isolated, or do they feel, what way do they think people look at them and things like that. So we've done a bit of research down around Rosie's skate park through people that Bridget Mary has known.
And then we went online and found some stuff as well, and found articles about skaters, and found a really good article about someone from Derry who's now nationally recognised.
Using a ramp, they show the process, the step-by-step process, and the process, not only the process that any skater will take from what they get from the bottom to the top, but also the process that's happening in Derry, coming from the streets, with all the hard work and the petitions that they had to get done to get to the skate park.
We haven't come up against any problems with each other or any issues that we don't agree on. We've kind of managed to compromise on everything, which is really opened my eyes, because I thought it was going to be a big problem, the fact that there's two girls and two fellas, and they're always, girls and fellas always have a different kind of opinion anyway.
Our posters on druggies and where people that take drugs, where they hang about, and what kind of clothes they wear, and how much drugs they take, and how they're affecting the community, and how they're, as an organisation called RAD, and how RAD are punishing the young ones for taking drugs, and how that's affecting the whole community.
We put on like pictures of like our area, our community, and people around our community.
Photos of mental health, how it leaves you, and photos of RAD, the organisation, photo of the young ones around. Then we put the information just on what RAD do, what these drugs do to you, what the effects are of the drugs, and why people take the drugs.
We're going to want Lex, as I said.
I'm just not a confident person anyway, so I'll have to get on with it just.
Well, we'll see. We'll have to think about more questions and try and get more background information on all the stuff that we wrote down on the poster to try and back up our evidence that we got. The young people, why they take drugs was to fit in, or to escape or relax, to relieve boredom, or to seem like they've grown up, or to give a good picture to people. They say, I take them because I'm grown up.
Because whenever like, they're high, they just feel like they're doing good for themselves, and then whenever they're low end, they just feel like lying on the sofa doing nothing. Drugs do affect them badly, because if young people's taking them, like Alexa, the RAD will come up to shoot people. That's disturbing homes, that's disturbing families.
So it's an organisation, it's mainly in the Craigan and Brandywell Bog area, and it's just men that are behind masks and shooting people, shooting young people for taking drugs. Like 40 men have been shot in punishment attacks of RAD and Derry for taking drugs in 2008.
We looked on there, like, we looked at the things which best represent them, like, and what music they would listen to, their style, their dress, their adornment, their accessories, their symbols and all.
They give themselves bad reputations, like, because if you are doing that, you are going to be seen as a hood, no matter how you see it yourself. maybe get involved in antisocial behaviour.
Most of the community would look at it as just the same thing. They were doing this antisocial behaviour. I never heard someone saying anti-community.
I think we all liked the idea of the skater thing because it was easy to approach them to get information. Whereas a lot of groups don't like to refer to themselves as like stoners or.
The main idea behind this was skaters were first seen outside. Before there was a skate park at all there, so they were outside, so that's why we had the wall behind. And this is the ramp. So we start from the progression from on the streets, then the ramp, the skate park being built, then some success stories, and then this is where they all want to be. So it's just the progress up the ramp is what we're trying to show.
You were putting a bag together of food, maybe going and getting a carry out, and the way you went for the day, and that was used the early hours in the morning basically. And as you say, maybe going into parks somewhere out of the way, and I know some College Park would have been an area that would have happened.
From what we've learned about skaters, if they did come in, then it gives you a better understanding because to be able to meet their needs. So if you're more aware of where they're coming from, the reasons for doing it and what they're interested in, then it gives you more opportunities and better understanding to be able to develop programs or things for them.
We just sat in our group, so it was an informal one, and we just had to put our poster up. He asked us a couple of questions and we were able to answer it about our research and about what the pictures represented and why did we choose subculture that we've chosen.
We sat and we actually just spoke about that subculture. It wasn't us saying they do this and this is where it came from, and it was just it flowed really well. Luckily enough, maybe, or was it because we really liked it?
Skill.
I thought it went well. Came back a few times, they asked us a few questions and that, with everything they asked us, I think we answered well and probably answered.
I thought it went brilliant. For me, myself, I learned a lot from the poster, from a lot of research I've done, and I just enjoyed the way we were all sat around and everybody took their turn of saying about it, and Alistair listened really well.
Because it does affect our community, well, the four of us love, badly. So we, as a youth worker, like if one of your children come in and they are using drugs, you can't just push them, then you have to stop. You speak to them, see from their point of view.
We have to look at them, they're standing there because they're bored. You have to go, as social workers, you have to find out why they stand there, if they want to do anything that we can help them with to get them off the streets, like to do programs or anything like that they want to do.
One of the things that we spoke about yesterday was the fact that Alistair asked us, okay, so you're doing the skater subculture, can you see this subculture in your own communities? And our answers was no, to be skaters, and we were just discussing why we think that is. One of the main problems is you haven't got the equipment for them to skate on indoors. But if they come to us with this, we can open opportunities for them and work with other partnerships outside, so the skate park for example, or just teach them more about it if they're looking to know.